What a wonderful day at the zoo, the place where we can watch animals completely out of their natural habitat and pretend we love nature. They might be getting enough food, water and exercise to keep them healthy enough to do tricks, but surprisingly, most animals don't really want to be woken up every day by 5-year-olds banging on their cage. So here are some creative ways that animals have used to escape zoos. It was the 13th of June 1985, and an orangutan named Ken Allen at the San Diego Zoo was a bit bored and decided to escape his enclosure. Now orangutans in the wild spend most of their time in trees, and they've evolved to be pretty good at climbing. So if you were putting one in a zoo, you'd probably try to surround its area with, I don't know, something that it can't climb over. But the San Diego Zoo decided to surround Ken's cage with just a wall and hope for the best, which he promptly climbed over and escaped. Where's our orangutan who's good at climbing? I think he might have climbed over the very climbable wall around his enclosure. I never thought this would happen. What are we gonna do now? What if we made the wall taller? He might have climbed this one, but there's no way he'll climb a taller one. He climbed the taller one, and escaped yet again. The first time Ken escaped, all he did was walk around the zoo and look at the other animals, probably flexing his new freedom onto them. The second time, however, he decided to throw rocks at another orangutan in the zoo, just to be a complete dick. The zoo then put Ken in an even safer enclosure, which he couldn't escape under any circumstance, unless he happened to have a crowbar. Finally, that monkey can't escape now. Hey, has anyone seen my crowbar? God damn it. One of the zookeepers ended up forgetting his own crowbar in Ken's cage, which he promptly used to escape one more time. After that, he was moved to a better enclosure with less climbable things, and he didn't escape again. At least for now. Our next escape didn't happen in a zoo, but was instead at a research facility in Japan. A group of monkeys were at the Kyoto University, where scientists were basically watching some monkey reality TV. And just like any good reality TV show, a fight broke out between them, and 15 of the monkeys decided to leave the enclosure. The only problem was that they couldn't just walk out because of the 17-foot electric wall around it. So they decided instead to launch themselves over the wall using the surrounding trees as catapults. There could have been solid concrete or tree branches outside the facility, which wouldn't have ended well for the monkeys. But somehow, their plan worked and all of them managed to escape unharmed. Holy shit, it actually worked! What do we do now? Honestly, I didn't think we'd get this far. So, great weather we're having. The monkeys were confused about their new freedom and didn't really do much outside and stayed pretty close to the facility. They unfortunately used up all 3 of their collective brain cells planning their escape, and all the scientists had to do was give them a few peanuts and they came running right back. So at least now we know that whether you're a monkey or a human, nobody can resist some free food. The next zoo break happened in the Netherlands in 2007. The zoo had a gorilla called Bokito in an exhibit, and this woman was a huge fan of it, coming in regularly to see him. Whenever she came, she would always stare right at Bokito and smile at him. She thought her and Bokito had a special bond because he would always smile back at her. Well, when you show a gorilla your teeth, you're basically saying that you want to fight it. So for a few months straight, this woman was saying that she wanted to beat the shit out of Bokito right in front of him. Not exactly the best thing to say to the largest primate in the world. And so, on the 18th of May 2007, Bokito went apeshit and jumped over the moat around his enclosure to attack the woman. He dragged her around the zoo for a while, all while giving her hundreds of bites and fractures. The most surprising part of this attack was that the woman actually survived. I mean, have you seen gorillas fighting? Bokito was like the Gandhi of gorillas, if Gandhi was a 200-kilogram pro wrestler. Eventually, the zoo sedated him, brought him back to his cage, and pretended nothing ever happened. Oh hey, welcome to our zoo. Here's a gorilla. He's completely harmless. Totally didn't just maul a woman's face. Okay then. Well, he seems absolutely lovely. God damn it. People might say that the gorilla went too far, but if I had to deal with screaming children and a creepy stalker, I'd probably get a bit aggressive too. Apparently the woman still loves Bokito despite him almost killing her, which either means she's very forgiving or that Bokito maybe hit her on the head a bit too hard. Our last breakout happened in London in 1857. A tigress was being transported from the London port to a zoo when it escaped the van it was in. She was just wandering around on the highway when she came across a young boy. The young boy thought that the tigress was a big dog and started petting it. Excuse me, I am the king of the jungle. You have no right to pet, and he's doing it again. The tigress was obviously a bit pissed off and decided to attack the child, and was only stopped by some random guy who hit her over the head with a crowbar. The tigress was eventually returned to the zoo and the boy survived, so everything turned out fine. Except for the severe psychological trauma that the boy had to live with. I'm sure he'll be fine. So yeah, those are some interesting animal escapades. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, hit the bell, and also check out my other videos in the description. And remember kids, if you're setting up a zoo, maybe skip over the gorilla. It's either gonna try to escape or try to kill your best customers. I'll see you guys later.